Hello engineers and welcome back to my channel. I am Yash and in this video we will learn how to build this amazing form using React, Custom CSS and JavaScript. In fact, we will be using React hooks to build this form, which is quite amazing. Okay, so let me walk you through what we'll be building today. I have a form which has 3 input fields and a register button. That's it. So what happens when we do this? So I'll just go ahead and type in monkey@gmail.com and just throw in some random password and hit register. So do note, like in this video, we will not be working with any kind of backend. So all we are doing is we are taking it input, storing in a local array and just displaying it right here. Okay, so what you can do is we can just change the username to dog and just register again and we get this again. Now this is a unique ID which is generated by using this library and we will be using this in this project. Just a cool library to use. So let's just so that's it. So let's get started. I have my terminal right here. And what I'll do is, so let's start with npx create react app and let's name it react form with hooks. That's it, and hit enter. And now it started doing its magic. So I'll get back to you when it's done. Okay, so now it's happy hacking. What we can do is let's install that library first. So I'll just go back to my Firefox, copy this. This is uuid and it's a really simple command. So npm I uuid and you can see it right here. So npm I uuid, just hit enter and we are good to go. So I'll open up my VS Code and it's right here. Okay, I'll just bump up the screen size and so okay, this is not where I want to be. Actually, what ls, oh, okay, I think I messed up. So we were not supposed to install uuid in this folder. So this is like my big folder. So what I'll do is I'll cd inside react. I can fix this later, but anyways, let's continue with the project. So I'll do cd inside react form with hooks and I'll just say okay, clear. And so I'll close this. Okay, so VS Code is closed. I'll open it right here and now if I bump it up, so this, not this, we just want it to be okay. So inside packet.json we still don't have uuid. So what we'll do is I'll just say I'll paste it again and it should be just fine. And if we go back and look inside packet.json, we have uuid. Awesome. Next, so we are here and what we can do is now we are here, so we can just start the server and just say npm start. And for me it will ask for port because I have a currently running project. So just to keep it on the side, I'll just say hit yes, but for you guys it should be just fine. And this will run on 3001. And so this is what we'll be creating and this is what we have right now. So let's go back to VS Code and what we'll do is let's do some cleanup. We don't need this 3, so delete. We also don't need app.test.js. We also don't need app.css. And inside index.css, what you want to do is let's just add some basic stuff. So body, and this will be background is going to be hash. This is 9352 and b8. Okay, awesome. And you know what, let's do this because it's just easier to see. And okay, let's go and fix all this so that we can see what's happening. Go to app.js. We don't have logos, so just remove it, hit save. We also don't have app.css. And inside here, what you want to do is, so I'll quickly grab this whole thing and just say div h1 hello world. That's it. And we have inside index.js. We don't want this. and also remove this, and we should be fine. Okay, awesome. So let's go back to index.css, and here let's continue. So display is going to be flex, min height is going to be 100 viewport height, and so just save it. Okay, justify content is going to be center, and align items is going to be center as well. Save it, and we are golden. So okay, this is the only CSS we are doing right now. Now what we'll do is we will finish up all the HTML part, then move to CSS, and after that we will work on the functionality, which is JavaScript, right? Okay, so let's create a folder inside our source, which is going to be components. Actually, there's going to be only one component, but let's just say components. And this is going to be hookform.jsx. And we will also need another file, which is going to be hookform.css. Go inside hookform.jsx, and I'll just close this. So once again, it's components, and we created two files. So I'll just close this so it's easier to see. rafc and save. Now go back to app.js, and what you want to do is, we don't want all this. The only thing we will render here is hook form, and just right here. If it doesn't work, make sure you have this import statement on top. Go back to hook form, and you can actually see it's hook form right here. Okay. And while we are here, let's also import our CSS file. So this is going to be hookform.css. Okay, awesome. So let's start by building this. So first I'll remove this div, and so it's just a React fragment right there. And inside here, what I'll do is I'll create another div, which is going to be container. Now this is a good trick. So if you want to create a div with specific class name, what you can do is just hit period and just say like X, and it will create a div with class name X, right? So we don't want that. And save it, and we will get this parentheses. So once again, we have React fragment, and inside that we have this div. Okay. So next we will create a form, and this will not have action right here. So just remove it, and inside this form, what we want is input. Of course, type is going to be text, and we will also have ID of username. We will also have name, which is going to be username, and we will have placeholder as username. Save it. Okay, for now we will just leave it like this. Eventually we'll come back and add the functionality, right, as we spoke earlier. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly copy this, paste it 2 more times. So this guy here, save it, and you can see we have this 3 input fields, right? So next one is going to be our email. So I'll just say, you can do Command D to select all this, and we can just say email, and come here and just make it email. And once again, let's do the same thing for this guy here, and this is going to be password. And once again, let's capitalize this password. And so for password field, so if you see here, if I type something like blah, we actually see it, but password is supposed to be hidden, right? So what I'll do is change the type to password and save it, and you can see it just became password, right? And next thing we need for our form is button, and this button is going to just say register, and we will have a on submit handler after some time, right? Okay, that's that. And so we are here. What you want to do is, so after this div, now this is going to be for our output, right? So let's just say result. You can also say users or something, but let's keep it like this for now. And this will be div, and this will be p. Let's just say some random ID, and we have 2 more p's. So this is going to be monkey@gmail.com. Actually, it's supposed to be username, so let's just say monkey right here. Okay, that's it. So next, let's give CSS to our file so that we can visually see what's happening, right? And it just looks good. So next is CSS part, and I'll just open up my CSS notes right here. Okay, so let's start with dot container, and here this is going to be width of 360 pixels. Enter. Background color is going to be white, and enter. Once again, margin will be auto. Enter. Box shadow is going to be 20 pixels, and 0. RGBA, this is going to be 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0.2. And if you guys don't want to type all this, you can just go to my GitHub and just copy it from there. And this is supposed to be RGBA. So RGBA, and after that, I'll just say PX, 5PX, once again 0, and RGBA 0, 0.25, and save it. And we don't really see the box shadow. Okay, let's just keep going. We will be fine. This is going to be 10 pixels, and we still don't see it. Box shadow. Do we have it here? Yeah, we do. Okay, we will fix it later. I think we do have zeros. Oh, this is supposed to be a comma. There's so after this RGBA, there's a comma, right? Don't forget that. Okay, so next is border radius, which is going to be 10 pixels. Awesome. It's looking great. Next is going to be display flex, and we will have flex direction of column, and justify content is going to be spaced evenly, and padding of 10 pixels. Save. And next we will do form input. So we are selecting all the input fields inside our form, and background is going to be, let's just say it's like grayish. So what we can do is F3, and save it. Next we will just say border radius, and this is going to be 7 pixels. Margin is going to be 10 pixels, 0, 10 pixels, and 0 again. And next we will have padding of 15 pixels, and font size of 15 pixels. Save it. And next we will have border 0. And look at that. Looks good, guys, right? Okay, next thing. So what happens here is, like when you select here, we get this ugly blue lines. We don't want that. So let's just keep it selected. And okay, we will select it later. So input, and this is going to be focus, and really simple, outline none. And now when we go back and select, so there is no outline, right? Looks great. And so we are almost done. Let's style our button. So just button, margin of 10 pixels, 0, 10 pixels, and 0 again. Once again, guys, if you guys don't want to, if you want to skip CSS part, just go to my GitHub and copy it from there, and just skip this part on YouTube. And border will be 0, and background color is going to be hash. It's pretty weird, 684 CAF, and save it. Okay, looks good. And color is of course going to be white. Hit enter, and cursor is going to be pointer. Awesome. So okay, pointer. And next we will style our result. So result, and you know what, let's go back and copy this, like have it one more so we can see what's going on. Go back to result, and this is going to be display flex direction is going to be column. Save, and border radius is going to be 10 pixels. Enter, and we will have margin top of 25 pixels, padding of 10 pixels, and background color of white. Okay, now it looks good, right? And next is our border shadow, which you can just copy it from here and paste it right here. And we are fine. Okay, and next we are almost done, guys. So last one, so result, and this will be div display of flex, padding 10 pixels, and color light gray. And let's just save, put this here, column gap is going to be 10 pixels. Okay, and color is dark gray, not light gray, it's dark gray, and you can choose whatever you like right there. Okay, so we are done with all the CSS part. Now let's do the fun part, which is JavaScript, right? So I'll go back to our hook form.jsx, and here first of all, let's remove this. We don't want this. Okay, so what we will do here first is, as I said earlier, we will be using hooks for this. So first, let's start by creating our first hook, which is going to be useState, and this is just going to say user form data, and set user form data equals to use state. Now guys, so for every input field, if you create like, okay, why we have, okay, right here, okay. So if you create a useState hook for all three fields, you will be maintaining like all three fields. That's what we don't want. And later on you will see, realize what I'm trying to do is, anyways, and this is really scalable. So when you come back here and add another input field, it will be a lot easier for you to manage. Okay, so this will just say username, and so I forgot to add a comma here, and this is going to be password. Let's do email first, email, and comma here, password once again, and comma, save it. Okay, and make sure this names match this this name field. Okay, awesome. So next, so all this are going to be part of value property, right? Let's start by this one. So value is going to be user form data dot username, right? But still, you can still not type because we need on change, right? And here we'll just say on change. Let's just say handle input change, and let's go ahead and quickly create this function. So this is going to be handle input change, and this will have e. Okay, what we'll do is let's just print it out. So e.target, and go back here, and if I open up my Chrome tools, and can we put it at the bottom right here? Okay, so we have console opened up. Awesome, I just refreshed it. Okay, right here, and I'll just say D. If I press D here and open this up, you can see that value is still empty because we are not setting our state, right? But one more thing to note is we also have name property here. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, which is going to be here. So this is how you get this, right? Like if you go back here, we still have not hooked up. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that. So here, just copy this whole thing and paste it here, save it, and paste it here as well, save it, and this we will change it to email, and for you this one it's going to be password, and save it again. Now that's what we are trying to do. We will be using single function to manage all the fields, right? And just refresh, and if I click here and start typing, we see here name is email and all that stuff. If I click here and start typing, we get password. We are using same function to handle all three input fields. Okay, so let's try to make sense of this. So first let's try to grab name, so target, or we can be smart and we can use destructuring. Awesome. So name, value, and target, and what we can do is let's just say name, value, and let's print this out, and username, and look at that, it's working, right? Awesome. So next thing, now this is the magic part. What we will do is, so we will say set user form data, and of course we need to, so let me do this first and then I'll explain. And this is going to be name, and let's just say value, right? Like this is how you do things normally. And what I can do is, we can actually open up React Dev Tools. Do I have it here? Oh no, I don't have it in my Firefox, but anyways, I'll just save it, and let's just log it. Let's see what we see. Save it, and if I start typing D here, you can see. So the reason we do this is to persist all rest of the data, right? Let's say if you are changing username, and we already have some existing email, right, which is right here. Let's just say email right here, and if I let's start doing this username, and you can see that we have persisting user email, right? Once again, we still get email. But if I remove this, it's going to be a big problem. So let me refresh, and I type, and our state, like, okay, basically we are it's look at that. So we don't have email and password anymore, and both this fields become uncontrolled state, right? I think that's what it's saying. Control input be uncontrolled. Yeah, that's what it says. And save it, come back here, and if we do it here, it works. Okay. So the only thing we need to do now is set, and we actually set it, right? But the problem is this becomes name, but it's supposed to be username, right? The way you do that is we will have this computed property. So just put square brackets around name and save it. And in this case, now this name becomes this name. Okay, that's a variable. And if I refresh again and just start typing, so dog, and now it works, right? This is just delayed. Awesome. So I'll remove this email part, save it. And now if I refresh, I think everything should be working fine. Okay. And just type here, and we actually don't want this, so stop console logging here. So next thing what we want to do is we just want to handle register submit button, and we are done. So next, let's here, so for button we will just say on submit. Okay, what we can do is we can instead have it here on form. So on submit, let's just say handle forms submit, and remove that part. Go on top, and let's create this function, which is going to be handle form submit e. And right here, so let's just console log something, form submitted, and save it. And if I refresh and click here, look at that, we don't see the output, right? Like, what's going on? We don't see form submitted. It's because our page is refreshing, and that's not how React works, right? So what you need to do is e.prevent default and this, and now if I refresh and hit register, we get form submitted, right? Awesome. So we are done with that. Now, as I said, like we will be, so if I hit register, we will be doing this, right? Like let's just say dog at gmail.com, and just throw in some random password and register. So we are keeping track of all the users, right? For that, we will require a state, and in order to generate this ID, we will need UUID as well. So let's import that first. So import, this is how you import it, as UUID, and you can just say UUID4 from UUID. Awesome. And next thing you need to do is inside, let's create a state to keep track of all the users. So users, set users, and use state. This will be empty array initially. And next what we can do is, so instead of console logging, You know what, we can keep it. What we'll do here is, so let's just say, let's create a new user and we will do this. Now this data comes from this state, right? Assuming all fields are entered by user. And next we will throw in the ID, which is going to be UUID version 4. And what we can do is we can just log the new user and save it and go back here and refresh. And if I hit register, we get this new user. Awesome. Look at that. We get the ID, right? So it's working. So now, very simple. Next, we will just set users, which is an array, right? This is the state. And here we'll just say this. And once again, we will use destructuring. So if there were previous users, just throw them in here and also add our new user. Awesome. And now let's just, we can console log users. So that's our array, and hit register. You can see we are getting the array. If you hit register again, we should actually get 3, but it's just a delayed, like, anyways. So next, let's try to put it here inside our output. As you can see, this is still static. And now this is really straightforward to, really easy to make this dynamic. So here, what we'll do is users.map, and this, let's use destructuring here. And this is going to be ID, username, email. And here, just do this and put this guy over here, move it here, save it, and look at that. We are getting all this stuff. But so let's start by giving it key of ID. This is going to be ID, username, and this guy over here is going to be email. And we are done, guys. So save it. And right now we only see user IDs because we did not enter this. So let me try again. So I'll just say dog@gmail.com and just random password, hit register. We get it right here, right? And I'll just say never save. And we can do monkey here and we will get one more, register, and awesome. Look at that, guys. So one more thing. This, like, we don't have any data yet, but this still shows this. So the way to fix that is, so what we will do is we will just say users.length is greater than 0, and then just copy this whole thing, cut and paste it right here, save, and awesome. Now we don't get it. Let's try again. dog@gmail.com and just throw in some random password and hit register. Awesome. Works just fine. And do monkey register. Awesome. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button, and please subscribe for future videos. Until next time.